Hi, this is Kevin, a CPA that does financial planning with Leading Edge Financial Planning. And a question came in from a client who's a very thoughtful individual and extremely smart, and asked about investing in a foreign country. In this case, it was investing in the rupee, which is Indian currency, investing in CDs or time-weighted deposits, they call them over there, or maybe even just a savings account. And so Josh Ramsey is my intern this summer. He's a gentleman from that I met in Maryville College. He's a student in the financial planning class and a wonderful student. And so I asked him to take a look at historic exchange rates with India and the U.S. And so this video is to answer the question, is it a good idea to invest in a foreign country's bank? It's only a partial answer, though. I mean, there's so many factors about investing in foreign countries, and I don't have the knowledge or the wisdom to say if it's a good idea to invest in this country versus that country in their banking system. I just don't know the banking system. The only thing I'm going to look at here is just how does the currency issues affect your investment. Okay, if you're very comfortable in investing in a country, that's fine. That's up to you. But let's look at it. If you need to bring that money back to the U.S. and repatriate it, how could currency affect that? So anyway, these CDs or these savings accounts here, you can see 4% across the board having your money in a savings account versus the USA, which is right now about 0.1%. And then if you invested in time-weighted deposits, which are like CDs, 1 year, you get back 7.5% interest. That's tremendous. So what's the problem with maybe investing in a foreign country's CDs? Well, once you get into a foreign country and you get into their local currency, then the exchange rate becomes extraordinarily important. And so this is from, oops, sorry about that. Let me try that again. This is from the U.S. Fed, this chart right here. And you can see that back in 1975, if you look at the chart here, you can see in 1975 that almost 10 rupees could buy you $1. And over the time period, the dollar has strengthened. So now, somewhere a little bit less than 70 rupees will buy you $1. So this is what we call the U.S. dollar strengthening versus a foreign currency. Now, will this continue to happen? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it sure looks like this is a trend and it will continue to happen. But with currency, everything that I've read suggests that don't get involved with currency because it can go the opposite way of what you expect. I mean, there's professionals that do this and they can't seem to always do it right. So, but anyway, this is just going to be an oversimplification that Josh put together to show you the math about what could happen, at least what could happen. So the calculation here is just basically what's the total return, and that's the return from the interest and then plus or minus the current currency exchange rate. Now we're going to use the last 4 years and say if you had a CD or if you had money in an account for the last 4 years, you made 7.5% times 4 years. This is a simple interest calculation. And then you had the currency rate, which was negative 23% over the last 4 years. What would be your return? Well, the return would have been 7% total for 4 years, or 1.75% annualized. So going to the trouble to invest in a foreign country, having to do the extra tax work, FACTA and FBAR, having to do all that stuff, and the actual return, if you brought the money back to spend in the U.S., would be 1.75% annualized. Now, there's two other caveats here. If you're going to go live in that country in retirement, then that makes a lot of sense to invest in that country. India does have a much higher inflation rate than the U.S. does right now, and so you really do get a benefit by investing in the Indian rupee, with all of the things being equal, if you're going to retire there or you're going to go back to live there. or you're going to spend a lot of money there. And that's the second caveat, is that if you're going to go to a country a lot and you want to have a few bucks invested over there, as long as you don't mind doing the extra tax work, the exchange rates are quite irrelevant. But the problem always is that our best laid plans, we always think that we should plan one way, and we also just need to be careful in case we need to bring that money back here to use it for something. So I'm Kevin Gormley. I'm a CPA that does financial planning with Leading Edge Financial Planning. Thanks to Josh once again for your help. And if you have questions, I love to get questions like this, especially when I have someone that can do the research for me. But thanks for watching. Have a good day.